Welcome back. Hey, another day. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start hooking up random things. Like you got these cables here that go on, the ground cables here that go on. We've got like some lines over there that need to be hooked up on the oil tank. The oil tank needs to be fastened to the frame. Throttle cable needs to be installed. A lot of these hoses up front need to be reinstalled. Fuel lines up on the left there need to be reinstalled. So we're going to go ahead and start reinstalling all this stuff and start moving forward with this. Hopefully we'll get a lot of this stuff done today. We'll see. I really don't have a lot of time today, but we'll start hooking up that stuff so that next time Mark and I meet up, we'll be a lot further ahead and we can get a lot more done. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So let's get started. All right, so we've hooked these positive terminals up. Doesn't matter where they go. They're all connected, this bus bar, okay? These are 13, I believe. Yeah, so this is 13. Like I said, doesn't matter where they go. Just make sure that they're snug because you don't want any arcing or anything in there. You want to make sure that they have a good contact. Like I said, there's your positive terminal. This is your negative terminal here. So we're going to go ahead and snug those up. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to install these oil lines here. There's one here, one up here, and then we're going to install the bolt for the tank. So there's one there and one on the inboard side on top. So we're going to go ahead and install these now. Get those secured in place. All right, so while you're hooking these lines up on this upper one here, you may want to secure this line first to give this tank some play before you put this bolt in. Because it's kind of tight in this area and you kind of want some leeway there. Once you get this started, it'll draw the tank in, and then you can line your bolt and everything up and install it. So just a kind of a little tidbit there. These are hand tight now. I'll have to get a wrench. I'm not sure what size those are. I mean, they're fairly large. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get something on that. And the bolt up there is a 13. This is a 13 here, though. All right. We've hooked up our tank here. It's all secure now. I've got our power steering line at the bottom hooked up. Got our main water line hooked up. Over here, don't forget about your power steering pump line. It's like the gold fitting there. Down there, you can kind of see it. Don't forget that. This emission line right here with the gray fitting, you got to hook that up. So let's see here. There was another like an S fitting down here that goes to the thermostat. You can't really see it. Make sure you hook that up. Now I'm going to try to install the thermostat and then the throttle cable. All right. So we've got our thermostat housing here. As you can see, there's a bleeder port on top. We're going to put this in. We do have a new seal here from Ferrparts that we're going to install on the thermostat here. Thermostat is going to go in that way. The long portion goes down into the block. We've got our hardware here. There is a bracket on that's for the throttle cable, so we'll have to position that correctly into place. So we're going to go ahead and change this out. All right, we've got the new seal on here. The old one was quite brittle, so good thing we did change that. It's hard. It probably would have leaked. So yeah, I would always change that if you have the chance. So this should seal without putting any kind of sealant on there. So I'm not going to use any Hylamar or anaerobic sealant on this. This should just go together like this. Like I said, this goes down in the block, and then when you're looking down the motor, this should face up. All right? So we're going to get this ready. And like I said before, there's a bracket over there I'll show you that goes on here is for your throttle cable. All right? All right, so we're got the thermostat installed, the throttle cable installed with the clip. There should be a clip that goes right on here. So that's installed. Our cable's installed on the throttle here, linkage. All our lines up front are hooked up. Our fuel line is hooked up now. This pneumatic, I don't know, it's like evap or something. Emission line is hooked up on the side here. Right here, this is hooked up. So make sure all your lines are hooked up, snug. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this bracket on right here that holds this tank in place. And then once that's in place, we'll put the water tank in position here and snug it up. And then once that's in place, we'll put the cover on, and then we'll pressure check the system here. Make sure we don't have any leaks in the coolant system. This bracket here has two number 5 Allens, so that's secure now. I believe these nuts are secured with the cover here for the top. Now we're going to go ahead and secure the coolant tank, expansion tank here. So we've got these 4 lines here that are hooked up to it. So we're going to install that now. So we've got our coolant tank in place. So we've got the 2 lines up at top here secure. The line forward here is secure. And then there's one underneath here on the front of this tank on the very bottom. And it's kind of in the center. It's secure. Just make sure your orientation is correct, that it's not rubbing on anything, especially this coolant tank, because these clamps are rubbing on the tank or any other item. They could wear a hole in something and cause an issue. Make sure your throttle cable is nice and clear. Make sure nothing's rubbing on it, because there's a lot of stuff that passes through here. So just make sure that's all nice and clear. And make sure your throttle cable is in this groove here. So I'm going to go ahead and place this on this. These got bushings here. Should be 2 on each side, 2 on this side, 2 over here. I'm going to place that on there right now. All right, when you get this tank into place, make sure these hose clamps are out of the way, because they can't interfere with the cover here. So this should like sit on there kind of like this, and then it should snap down. If this not want to go down, check these clamps here. They may be rubbing on this housing. So now we're going to install this hardware. There should be a nice big spacer in all these, and then a washer, and then a nut. I've got them right here. So they should look like this, a spacer here, and then a washer, and then one of these like dome nuts, I call them. All right, so that's how that goes, like that, in all these locations, and those are 10s, by the way. All right, so we've got this cover on here now. Like I said, there's 6 nuts, washers, and that go on this. And like I said, if you have a problem with this sitting down, make sure your clamps are clear here. We've got yet to service this stuff. Like I said, power steering right there, reservoir. We're going to pressure check this right now for a few minutes, just to make sure our system is tight before we go any further, in case we need to go back in there for some reason. I hate to, hate to go have an issue later on, because I find out I got a leak and then I've got all this stuff put back together. But right now, I'm at a point where if I need to go back in there, it won't be too big of a deal. But hopefully everything will turn out and I won't have an issue. So let me go ahead and hook that up, and I'll show you what's going on. All right, so I've got this pressure testing kit here. It's made for all kinds of different vehicles, but this blue one here is the one that fits the Ferrari reservoir. And then we're going to screw that on there, and then we're going to take this and we're going to pressurize it to about 15 psi. I really don't want to go any higher than this. Is probably the ideal location here, but you don't want to definitely go in the red. You may damage something, so I would stay in the green, maybe right here at the edge here. And let it sit for, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes, and make sure it doesn't really have much of a drop. I mean, initially it's going to drop a little bit, but it should stabilize. So let's go ahead and hook this up and see what happens. All right, we've got our cap screwed on there, and then now we'll just take this. It's got like a quick disconnect on it. We'll take this, and then we'll just kind of push it on there, and you hit snap. Now this here is a pressure relief, so this lets the pressure out. So you don't want to push that right now. So make sure this is nice and tight. We don't have any leaks in this area. Like I said, that'll cause the pressure to drop. And then, like I said, we'll just hand pump this until we get to about 15. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to have to put this down. All right, so I've got about 12 PSI on it. The other side is bar, I believe. It does take a while to get there. But we're going to let it sit here and for about 5-10 minutes. Make sure it doesn't drop very much. And see what happens. So we'll wait. All right, so we're about 5 minutes in, and we're still pretty solid. So I'm pretty confident another 5 minutes, we should be good. So I don't like moving this thing around too much because it could create a leak. But yeah, it looks like we're sitting pretty good. So we'll continue on for another 5, and I'm going to call it good. So we've got about 10 minutes on it right now, and it's looking pretty close. It has moved just a little bit, but not very much at all. So I would still call this good at this point, because like I said, you don't know if it could be one of these connections or something that's leaking, or is it leaking back through the body here. So, I mean, that's not much of a drop over 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes is actually pushing that. So anyway, I'm going to call that good, and then disconnect this. I'll relieve the pressure here. I mean, this valve could be leaking for what little that moved. So we're going to check it again. Once we service it, we'll check it again at that point. We'll put a vacuum on the system at that point, and that will also tell us if it's got any leaks. But like I said, I'm confident everything's good. So we're going to go ahead and move on to something else here. Take this off, and like I said, move on. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install the oil filter. I'm going to make sure this area is clean, make sure there's no objects down in the holes or anything, because we've had this off for a while, and we actually had this thing removed to remove the heads. So we're going to check this out and then install this oil filter here. Don't forget to lube your O-ring here before you install it, and then we'll just stick it on there, and that'll be done then. So we've got the oil filter installed now. The next thing we're going to do is we position this secondary air tube here, and it hooks up to these little runners here that go to your secondary air on your exhaust right down there. You can see that, like the gold nut. So this line hooks up to there on both sides. You can follow it along here. It's got a support here, or some hardware that needs to be installed. Also right here. And then it gets hooked up over here on this side. So we'll have to tighten these clamps up, and then we'll have to secure these nuts up on the exhaust headers there. Those are still loose. So we'll get that installed. This line here is still loose. You do have a line that comes over here to this evap canister, I believe. It hooks up underneath this valve right here. This is secondary air pump here. You can see it. So you got this line that hooks up here. There's got a clamp that goes in here, and then you got this other pneumatic line that hooks up underneath here. So don't forget that. And that runs down to, let's see here. It goes to this valve. So yeah, don't forget this valve here for your secondary air, and it's got a connector on the other end. So make sure you get that hooked up right now. All right, so we've got our secondary air tube in. These are 30 nuts here on your secondary air on the manifold here. And like I said, the clamps here, make sure you get these clamps tight. And then I got the 2 bolts secure in the back here. There's The other one's over there. And then same thing on the other side. And then there'll be a pneumatic line. Little one that hooks up on the end here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of covered up here. There is a second line right down here, as you can see where my finger is. So make sure that that is hooked up. And then, like I said, the bolt's secured here, here. This is secured here, and then your nut on the manifold here. That's a 30. So those are all in, and oil filter's in, like I said earlier. But I'll see what else I can do today here. All right, so we've had a pneumatic line that comes down here out of this harness here, and it goes to this can, evap can, this line right here. So don't forget to hook that up. We hooked a couple of these thermocouples here. There's one here for your number 1 bank. You got one for the number 2. The one goes here, and then you have, goes on the bottom. I don't think it really makes a difference as long as the systems are the same. We'll have to check that out, look further into that. But this goes into the exhaust yet. We don't have the that portion of the exhaust in yet, so we got to leave that hanging there. These will get hooked up yet, the oxygen sensors, but the exhaust is still out for the most part. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to hook up the rest of the intake here. So we're going to hook up this solenoid here, and then there's a connector down here that don't forget about. This will hook up on the bottom of that piece. I'll grab it, and then the other side here will hook up. So we'll hook up this piece here. It's like a Y. This harness here will hook up to that connector on it, and these connect to the bottom of that piece. So it's like a map sensor. This goes with a map sensor. All right. All right, so we've hooked up our EGT probes the best we can for right now. We'll have to tie wrap these up once we get everything in place. Like I said, we may have to disconnect this stuff yet because the exhaust is still removed. Once we get the exhaust finalized, we'll verify these connections for our probes and that. Like I said, we may have to tie wrap these up, make that a little bit neater. Like I said, we've got to put the exhaust in before I put the rest of the intake in the mass air, and that has to probably go in afterwards because it's got these covers and stuff that go in here yet, and I can't put those on until the exhaust is on. So I'm going to have to hold off a little bit for up there. We still need to add fluids and stuff, coolant, engine oil, steering, power steering fluid, and all those systems need to be bled. Brakes need to be bled. AC needs to be hooked up. Those lines, those need to be, vacuum needs to be pulled on that. And then I believe we still have to hook up the linkage for the shift linkage yet underneath. So we've got stuff to do. Hopefully we can get a long day here in the next few days and get all this stuff finalized and finally get this thing running. So I'll be excited to hear this thing run after we do all that head work. So hey, stay tuned and keep following, and please subscribe.